Hi and welcome to another video. Today I thought I'd draw my character, Colonel Warclar. He's one of the 6 mages who helps our hero complete his quest. Spiro, do you want to tell the viewers a little bit more about Colonel Warclar?
Oh, Christ. Do you have to? Colonel Warclaw is quite possibly one of the most underused characters in the whole book. It's not like you've given the poor guy a hell of a lot to do in the novel. He just tags along.
Well, couldn't you offer the viewers something at least? Even if it's just a short passage from the novel. Come on.
I suppose I could. I'll just have to dig it out of the archive. Hold on a sec.
I've always been a soldier, though I haven't always looked like this. He gestured at his own face, knowing how unusual it looked. His skin was a deep blue with scales, and his eyes could actually extend outward on stalks, much like that of a shrimp or crustacean. He had plenty of armor covering both his shins and his torso, though most of this was part of what he called his exoskeleton. I was part of a platoon that was sent to the coast of Curlin. If you have ever been to the coast of Curlin, you would know that those golden beaches boast the greatest treasures known to man, as well as the most pernicious curses and traps ever devised by ancient man. Well, our king, a man known as Solomon, ordered 10 of us to fetch the riches of which had been spoken in legend. Truly, we were dubious about making such a perilous trek into such unknown territories, especially once we had heard the tales, the terrifying fictions based upon those coastlines. Sometimes even fictions have a flicker of truth to them. But the king's word was law, so we made the long trek. Once we arrived, we discovered the treasures of which had been burned in legend. We filled our sacks with gold and pearls, and as many trinkets as we could carry. Only 2 of us made it off that coast that day. The other 8 in our platoon were either buried or eaten, or were simply taken without any warning, never to be heard of from again. I and my second-in-command, Iron May, were the only 2 survivors, if that is what you can call us. The curse came upon us when we tried to steal the gems. I don't quite know what took place. It all happened so quickly. Iron May here was transformed into something completely otherworldly. Well, I became this thing you see today. May's flesh turned to metal. I watched in dismay as these spikes as hard as steel emerged from her arms and legs like daggers. We became these things for only a brief time, and then we returned to normal. We were afraid, though gathering from what we could read from the old cave scriptures, there was a penance. The scriptures were written in stone, most of which was difficult to read due to time and erosion. From what we could gather, the penance involved a transformation, a modification of both strength and physical appearance. We had become these things of great strength and power, though provisionally. The scriptures said that we had been ordained to guard the treasure for the rest of our natural lives, and that if we ever tried to leave that place, we would go back to looking like freaks of nature. May with her metal skin, and of course, me with my odd appearance. True, we could not stay for very long. Our situation, unfortunately, was forced upon us by our king. This time it was Solomon who came in person, and he was accompanied by his 7th Legion. He and his men had traveled the long distance to the coast to find out what had happened to us. He was angry and thought we had abandoned him, deciding after all to take his treasure for our own. Of course, we had been mutated to guard the treasure at all costs. The curse of the grotto forced us once again to become these aberrations. The curse gave us weapons and a prowess with hand-to-hand combat, as well as great magic abilities to repel our former king and his army. Being the total cowards that we were, we did not disagree with our new and terrifying mistress, this old curse that forced us to fight. We went out onto the beach and we slaughtered every last one of our former kinsmen. King Solomon obviously had no idea that it was us, Not that it mattered much, since it was Iron May here who sliced off his head. And I would do it again. She spoke honestly, and with much venom in her words. We stayed in the grotto for a time, Warclaw continued, and remained human for as long as we endured there. But a prison is a prison still, even if that prison promises normality. We headed away from the coast, and the further we traveled away from the origin of our curse, the more we became to resemble said curse. We are freaks, true, but we found companionship within the Brotherhood of Mages. We learned to master our anger and channel it for good. Though the memory of slaughter and the recollection of a king that betrayed us remains a constant reminder to both that life is full of treachery. But we also learned that friendship and honor are something earned, not simply offered to others as though it were their birthright.
Well, here we go. Here's Colonel Warclaw springing into action. Okay. If you would like a copy of my novel, Skylantern Dragons and the Monsters of Mundor, you can pick it up from Amazon or eBay from Wellybob Books, priced at £6.99. Okay, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Catch you later. Bye.